Hey guys, how you guys doing today, man? How you guys feeling? I hope you guys are feeling well. It's Joey again. Welcome back to Vegas Detect. I'm in the garage today, and I have a little update, surprise, or whatever, and I just wanted to bring you guys in on it. My friend Austin over at Treasure Outdoors, he encouraged me to do 7 videos in 7 days just to get material out for you guys since things are happening so fast coming to the end of the year. But anyways, man, hey, I hope you guys are doing well, man. I really I really enjoyed getting your guys' comments, man. I've been getting them all over the place, man, from far out reaches of the world. It's so funny how the internet has made the world so much closer, so you could just reach out and have people in UK, Greece, Indonesia, New York, Louisiana. It feels just like they're right here in good old-fashioned Las Vegas. So anyways, what I wanted to talk to you guys about today is I did an update. My Kawasaki that I had, it was black, right? And man, I just had a problem with this thing being black. I did everything that I could to try to break up the monotony of the blackness, because I just don't like dark bikes, and I always end up getting them. They're the ones that I get for the greatest deals, and I waited and waited and waited, and I could never find the bike that I wanted in the color that I wanted. And well, this is what happened. So I decided to paint the bike white. And trust me, it was not a decision that came easily to me, because I just absolutely did not want to have to paint over perfectly good paint. But I keep on acquiring all the dark color bikes. Now the Bergman, I didn't have a choice on it. The Bergman was just black, and I tried to break up some of the black colors by adding some graphics to it to break it up, the monotony of it just being totally black. And I cut my own decals from scratch, and I applied it where I had to apply it to kind of break it up and give it a little bit more interest, an interesting flair. But to this guy right here, no matter how I tried to do it, it was just black, and I just couldn't take it no more. And I just didn't want to shoot over perfectly good paint. But then again, I just wasn't happy, and I was scared about actually spraying some paint over this. But man, let me tell you, this thing here, I'm not sure if this camera is going to be able to bring out how beautiful this paint job came out. And man, I tell you what, now that it's all said and done and finished, it was the best 36 bucks I could have possibly spent on it. And guys, I just want to show you the gloss finish on this thing. I don't know if you can even pick it up, but the sheen on it is absolutely beautiful. The glossiness on this thing came out so wonderful. I might have to even pull the bike inside here for a minute here to actually give you guys a taste of just how amazing this is, because it's glowing so hard in the sun that you can't even get to see exactly how good this paint job came out. Not a flaw in it, man. I'm talking about the gloss on this thing is just impeccable. Alright, I moved everything over in the shade so my ISO is not so blown out on this camera. But check it out, man. What do you guys think about that? Huh? I mean, dude, that gloss is so amazing, man. And it did not cost a lot of money for me to do this. Now, check it out. I went ahead and I tried a couple of different things, like vinyl wrapping it, to get this same effect. I thought, oh man, I don't want to paint over perfectly good paint. Maybe I'll just vinyl wrap it. And you know what? Vinyl wrapping it, I've seen some of these guys try to vinyl wrap it, and it's taken them an entire afternoon just to try to do the one side. Look at that. Look at that gloss action, man. Right? And I'm going to show you the secret of how to get all of this, man, for around 36 bucks. And like I said, I just didn't want to have to paint the entire bike, because I always find these things in black, And I can try to dress up the black a little bit with graphics, but in all actuality, man, I didn't want to have to like the Bergman, I didn't want to have to pull all the panels off on the Bergman because there's just too much going on there. And this is $8,000 bike, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with this paint, so why ruin something that's good? But on this thing right here, man, when I was growing up as a kid, I used to love the Honda Hurricane 600. I love the color schematics of the Hurricane, the bright white with the red. And I wanted to kind of recreate something like that with this bike right here, but I knew that I was only going to be able to do that if I painted it white first. So let me show you guys exactly how I did that. Alright guys, so these are the only products that I used to get that paint job situation that you saw on the bike, okay? And everything here, I think it ran up to around 36, right around 36 bucks. What I had is adhesion promoter, then I had just regular Rustoleum. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, doesn't have to be the color coded, doesn't have to be automotive brand, lacquer, acrylic, enamel, whatever. Just go and grab some Rustoleum. This stuff right here is the kind of stuff that you would spray paint your fence, gates, barbecue grills, whatever the hell. Just regular old white, okay? But the thing that makes it all tie together, that makes it absolutely wonderful, is the 2K clear. This cannot be purchased over the counter. This needs to be purchased off the internet, and this is the secret weapon to get that automotive durable shine and protection. This right here. And when it's all said and done, you're going to take some rubbing compound. I just happen to use the Meguires to buff it out and get any imperfections done. So check it out. I know a lot of guys are like, well, why didn't you just show us how to do it yourself? Bro, I'm in the middle of trying to experiment. I'm not sure. A lot of times when you are painting and you don't understand paint, they have a thing where certain paints are what they call, the solvency of the paint is hotter than another. So if you use one type of paint and you lay that down, and then you take another paint and it's the solvency of this paint is hotter than this paint, when you spray it over the top of it, it dissolves it and it makes it a mess. And I've seen guys have a wonderful base paint and they go to put the gloss over it, and what ends up happening is that the paint just eats the other paint off and it just like wrinkles it and it just all shot out. And I was like, man, I cannot afford to have that happen on my bike. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's less than a year old. I shouldn't even be attempting this. And have you guys ever had that situation where you ventured out to do something and then right in the middle of it, you knew you messed up and you wish you could just turn back time and just reverse it? I would have just left it the way it was. That's where I was at. And so I was like, I'm not even going to film this right now. I need to focus because there was a time window that this stuff has to be applied. It has to be done in a time succession, and time was critical. If you guys want to see videos of people applying paint, there's millions of that on YouTube. I'm just going to show you the methodology of how I did it and what I used to do it so that you can get it done as well. Okay, so let's just say that this is one of the panels, right, that you have on your bike. The panel's going to have some sort of a gloss on it right now. You got to get that gloss broken down, because if you try to paint over this, you can do it. It just won't stay. At some point, it has a tendency of flaking off and coming off, right? So what I would recommend doing is I just lightly take like 1500, right? You don't want your sandpaper to be too scratchy, too coarse, because it'll make lines all in it, and that's not what we want to do. We want to break up that sheen. So I would take my sandpaper and I slowly started buffing this thing out and getting it to where it's like kind of hazy. You get that the haze situation going on. That's all you need to do is the haze. Then what I did, being that I'm shooting on plastic, I have what's called plastic adhesion promoter. The adhesion on metal, you're going to use primer, okay? On plastic, you're going to use adhesion promoter. This right here, AutoZone, about $6. You spray this, and as soon as you spray it on, it'll flash right off like alcohol. You know how alcohol just evaporates immediately? As soon as you spray it on and blow it, boom, it just like comes right off. You're like, dude, did I even spray that? Yes, you did. The adhesion promoter goes down first, okay? Then, like I said, get whatever the hell color paint you want. As far as I know, in every situation that I've used it, this is compatible. This will not react or eat away at your base coat, okay? So the next thing was the base coat. The base coat, I used just Rustoleum, man. I can't even believe that I'm going to rattle can Rustoleum on a perfectly good paint job. What a retard, right? But I said, man, I heard it done. I've seen the YouTube videos of guys doing it, and I'm like, man, I've researched as much as I can. I just got to go for it. So get your paint. I sprayed the coats down, got it all nice and even. And then what I find out is, my goal was I was going to let this thing just dry. I was going to let it just dry and get hard and then shoot the clear over it. And I heard, no, 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 sir. Don't do that. Because if you let the base coat dry and it gets hard and then you shoot your clear on top of it, shooting clear on top of a hard cured paint, all that's going to do is this is going to dry and have the tendency of flaking off later on and peeling. And that's definite no-no. This needs to go on within 30 minutes of this. So this is going to be kind of tacky, you know. Now this can here says that it's high performance enamel and that it'll dry in 15 minutes. Maybe dry to the touch, but you really can't do anything with it. But so right when that happened, 30 minutes after I applied this, I went ahead and put the 2K clear. Now guys, we gotta discuss this 2K clear situation here, okay? It's not 2X. 2X is just 2 times coverage. There's lots of this stuff here. This is what you're gonna see people confuse it with 2X. No, 2X just means that this can has 2 times the coverage of a regular can. That is not 2K. All right, that 2K right there, 2K, it means 2 parts. All right. Now, what makes this thing different than regular clear, okay, is that it's got this red little top right here, this red little cap. You're gonna pop that cap off, and let me see here. I got this off Amazon, man. These things are $22 a can. All right. So that red cap right there, you're gonna pull that thing off, and this is going to go into the bottom, right? It's going to go inside here. And what you're going to do when you're ready, you're going to pop that in, and what that's going to do is inside this can is a bladder, and the bladder has the hardener in it, okay? Otherwise, right now, all that's inside here is just a bunch of clear, and then the hardener is separate, all right? When you put this cap into the bottom and smack it in, it's going to release that agent into the clear, and it's going to start to catalyze, okay? Now, guys, heed this warning. If nothing else I tell you matters, heed this warning. This shit, pardon my language, and I mean this shit, is poison. Pure poison, man. Look at this right here. Pure poison, dude. All right, dude, get a respirator if you're going to use this. Don't be trying to do the old Chinese bull crap. Hell no. Hell no. I want you guys to have a nice paint job, but I want you guys to be healthy too. This is pure poison, dude. Okay? And I did this over at my dad's house in his backyard, where nobody comes out. The neighbors never ever come out, and I had breeze, and I even wore the respirator, but I sprayed it and I ran the hell away. Okay? I couldn't shoot it here in my garage out in the front, even though I have an area right here that nobody comes out in. Kids come out here and play, and I do not feel, I don't have, you know, I'm too guilt. I have the guilt of me spraying this crap. I'm wearing a respirator and I'm blasting it, and kids are riding around on their little razors and stuff, breathing my after mist. I didn't want to do it here, so I just did it in my dad's backyard where nobody comes out. But guys, please, please, please take this shit seriously. If you use this this Max 2K, if you're using this stuff here, dude, please, that right there, pure poison, my friend. All right, use a respirator. Okay, enough said. You know, you guys don't want to use a respirator. You want to do the Chinese, you know. do whatever the you want to do. But I just gave you the warning. Don't do it. Respirator, okay? This right here, man, when you spray it, it's going to come out so glossy clear. It's going to look like a mirror glaze, man. And you're going to just go ahead. I do 3 coats. I do 1 coat, give it 10 minutes in between, come back, give it another coat, give it another 10 minutes, and then a final coat, bro. Okay? And then it says on here that it can actually be wet sanded within 7 to 8 hours after you use it. Can you believe that? Wet sanded within 7 to 8 hours after you use it. I just had to get the weight away from it. Me, I'm too impatient when it comes to painting. I always want to touch it. Is it set up? And then by touching it, I'm leaving all kinds of imperfections in it that had I just walked away and just had a corn dog or a freaking Wendy's or something like that, left it alone, it would have came out wonderful. But no, I have to touch it. So leave it alone. I left the parts after I sprayed it. I left it in my dad's tough shed on a door overnight, and I came back in the morning, bro, and those panels were beautiful. All right, now the reason why you got to use this and not just any old 2K, like here's a cool plastic gloss right here, right? Bro, this is not durable enough. This might be durable enough to paint a bicycle or some crap like that, but no, you cannot use this as a final product to protect your paint. Why? Because my gas tank, when I go to put gas in it, the solvency of gas or brake cleaner, that is hot. If that comes into contact with your paint and it's not protected with a solid gloss coat of automotive quality, that solvency of that gas will eat that paint away and cause it to run, and it will be nasty, and you'll have a whole host of problems all over again. You got to go with the 2K or automotive paint, but this is automotive paint in a can, guys. You got to use it, okay? You got to use it. Trust me on that. All right, moving on. When you finally get done with it, you're going to come back and find the spots that have the orange peel, or maybe you got some like a little bit of drips or runs. You know, we're not perfect, man. This ain't a paint booth. I'm a DIY weekend warrior. I do my own, I fix my own things, and that's it. And the reason why I chose to do this here is because the cost of getting it wrapped with vinyl, like I got a bunch of different colored vinyl wrap back over here. I could try to vinyl wrap it myself, but I just don't have the time to spend an entire afternoon on one fairing. That's just not, I tried it, it sucked. And even if I could do it, by the time that I try to wrap it, how it comes around the back and you have to terminate it, it starts to pop off after a while and just like flake back, and it just looks dumb. And to think that I'm going to put an entire afternoon on a fairing and then it just wants to come off on the backside. I'm not a professional in that field. I can make decals. I cut decals by hand, whatever, and I'm good with graphics, but with wrapping, that's just not me. So I called the shop and I asked them how much to wrap, and he said $300. About $300 or so for wrapping it. I was like, damn, dude, vinyl just to wrap some plastics, 300 bucks? All right, fine, whatever. What if I took the panels off and took it to a paint shop and had them look at it? They basically gave me the same crap. They said $500. I'm like, damn, 500 bucks. You know, I said, well, what if I just left it on the bike? If I left it on the bike, the guy goes, still $300, because I got to mask the bike all off to prevent overspray. And it wouldn't look good anyways, because it wouldn't be able to get all in the right area. So dude, I had no choice but to just disassemble the bike, pull all the damn panels off, and do it myself. And it cost 36 bucks, man. This was like $4.50 or something like that. This was like $5. This was like $4. This was $22, right? And I believe I paid $6 for this like a year ago or something, okay? And the full throttle, that's optional. So anyways, my friends, this is what I used right here. When all was said and done, I just went back with 2000 grit, found the little areas that needed a little bit of attention, that had like a little bit of rough texturing, maybe a bug flew in it or something. Wet sand, buddy. Wet sand. What the wet sand does is the water lubricates this, and it carries the medium out of this to where it doesn't clog. and you can just lightly keep working your way through the areas that are a problem. Feel it with your hand through the water, and you'll feel it being smooth as glass. Just take your dad's or grandpa favorite t-shirt that he ain't using no more, cut them up into 4, and use that rag to just wipe it nice and smooth. You're gonna look, and the haze, you're like, what happened to my gloss, dude? It's all haze. That's good, because that haze can be buffed out. And I just take this little teeny thing, I just put like a little dime-sized blob on that area, just rub it all in, get another one, wipe it right out, boom, and that gloss pops, man. I do have an orbital polisher. I didn't even have to do that. I didn't even need it. Just doing it by hand, it gave me that ultimate glow. So anyways, guys, that's what I did. Why did I make this video? Hell, I don't know, man. It was important to me. I know there's a lot of guys out there that are watching my channel. Most of the guys in America watch my channel for the detect, which I love. It's my hobby, my passion. And my other hobby and passion is just working in my garage on motorbikes and small engines. And those guys from the UK, they tend to chime in a lot. Guys from Italy, Greece, you know, I don't know, Ireland, they just ride scooters and bikes over there, and they like this kind of information that I can give. So there you have it, man. Another professional job completed. Satisfaction guaranteed. Follow my tips, man. And you guys should be blessed with the ultimate finish. So anyways, man, I hope you guys were able to get something out of this. If this information was useful to you, do me a favor, just give me a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't already. And guys, that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up, and I got more videos to make for you.
I'm having trouble hearing you.
And Siri is always listening. So anyways, guys, that's all I have for you. I will check back with you guys on my next video. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day out there. Weather is getting to be really nice on here. Normally I would be dying inside my garage. Hey, 75, 80 degrees, right on. Oh, hey, and by the way, happy Halloween to you as well, all right? It's Joey again. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.